The story I once heard about the great gadol, the tzaddik, Rabbi Shteinman. The story goes, there was a bar mitzvah bacher that was so excited. His father booked tickets for a very special, momentous trip. They were going to go together, travel to the great gadol, the tzaddik, and the tzaddik was going to put tefillin on this bacher for the very first time. They packed their bags, they set out to the airport, and the bacher was clutching onto his tefillin, holding it so tight, so dear. He was so excited, and here he goes, he's going to get on a trip. Go to Eretz Yisrael, it's going to be amazing. He's going to go to Bnei Brak, to Ba'aron Leib with his father. A trip, memories that will last forever. Before boarding the plane, the father thought it would be a smart idea just to make sure. Spoke to the Gabbai a few months before, and he decided, let me just double check, tell him that we're going to be there in about 24 hours, flying and getting there, and we should be there in a couple of days. And just to double check with the Rosh Yeshiva, he called the Gabbai. And he said, Gabbai, I just want to let you know, we're excited, we're here, we're in the airport, and we're going to be there very shortly. And the Gabbai said, let me just double check with the Gadol. A minute later, the Gabbai comes back to the phone. The father sensed there was something off. The Gabbai's voice was a bit shaky, quivering. And the Gabbai says, sorry to break it to you, but the Yeshiva directed me to tell you, turn around. The father says, what? Did I hear that correctly? He says, yeah. Turn around. Call me back soon. Picks up his bags, tells his son, listen, I don't know how to explain this to you. Maybe the Rosh Yeshiva is not feeling well. Maybe something happened, family circumstances. But we have to abide. We have to listen. Das Torah. We're going to pack our bags. We're going to go back home and we'll figure this out later. His son was sad. His eyes swelled, filled with tears. And the father said, don't worry, we're going to figure this out. But right now the Rosh Yeshiva, or Ba'aron Leib, told us you have to turn around. We must turn around. They pack their bags, they get off the security line. They explain that they have to leave, they need their bags back. They're already checked in. Get into the car. And once the father kind of reoriented, got his mind mentally back together and he was ready to understand the situation, he calls the Gabbai back up. And he says, can we understand? Can you explain what transpired, what happened? We were going to come, and then he told us to turn around. What's going on? And the Gabbai explained very simply. He said, yes, there's inspiration. There's chizik. There'll be memories that you'll look back to forever from this moment, from the time the Rosh Yeshiva would have put on your tefillin for your son. But then there's real change. There's real growth. There's being a real Eved Hashem, which will happen not by coming to Bnei Brak, but by staying put in your shul, in your home, and not going through the challenges, the temptations, and the nisonos that an airport brings. Shmiras Einayim, guarding one's eyes. If your son can remember for the rest of his life that instead of going to Bnei Brak, to Ba'aron Leib, he turned around, went home, and circumvented, sidestepped all those nisonos, because that's true growth. That's true change. That's true impact, lasting, enduring forever. That will be a much greater lesson to your son than coming and having the Rosh Yeshiva put his tefillin on. What we see from here, it's not just about Shmiras Einayim. Of course, there's a lesson in Shmiras Einayim, but it's about every area in life. That sometimes we chase the big moments, the big experiences, the big inspiration. But sometimes when we're truthful, when we're emstic to ourselves, we realize that growth is really based on the quiet choices. Not in what we're willing to go into, to enter, but we're willing to walk away from and to leave behind. Because who a person becomes is not defined by moments he stands in front of greatness. Greatness is defined by moments he quietly chooses.